Hey there, I'm Lori with Hardworking Mom, where I teach you to make beautiful creations and run a business. So today we are going to be doing a project that is going to be super fun. So we're going to be doing a project that is super fun and a little different. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take this white pine-based wreath, and isn't this pretty? So this came from Simp's Pottery, and I just like it because it's very different. Anything like this, where it is made from these pine, is just so easy to decorate. It is a great base to put mesh in, to put ornaments in, ribbon in, and we are going to use this adorable sign. This is from Affordable Wreath Signs. And I absolutely love this. It is just different and adorable. So that is what we're going to be doing. So you can see this sign is a little bit larger. So this sign is a little bit larger. And what we're going to do is a little trick in order to hide the fact that this sign is a little bit larger than our base. I'm going to take a styrofoam ring, and this is, I believe, a 16-inch. Actually, it is a 14-inch. Okay, so it is a little bit less than this. So you see how it fits right in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to cover this with ribbon to hide the fact that it is just a styrofoam base. This is a really cool little trick that you can use if you want to add a little interest behind your base, and it is just a great trick if you have a sign that is wider than you want. I really don't want to use this in the middle. Okay, so I want to put it on the side, so I really just need a little bit extra in order to make it look like it belongs there. So the first thing we're going to do is cover this. So all this is a regular styrofoam ring that has been painted with paint that works with styrofoam. So you have to get paint that actually works with styrofoam if you want to use a base like this. Alright, this is just regular red velvet ribbon. It is wired. You can get this from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And what I do is I just use a floral pin and just tie it right in. And then I'm going to wrap it with my ribbon. So I'm just going to keep going around and around and moving it. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, this is just going to be in the back. Okay? So I'll just keep wrapping it, just like this. You do want to keep it pretty tight. Okay. You're just moving it as you're wrapping it. You're just going to keep doing this until you get all the way around. This is much like wrapping these when you make tulip wreaths. It is the same exact process. It is a little bit better if you can cut it off, but I really don't want to cut it off my large roll. So I will just deal with it twisting. Okay, so this is going to be my bottom side. So every once in a while, I just want to take a pin and pop it through. If you have any trouble as it can be difficult to get it through the ribbon. Okay, you can use your pliers. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then I don't have to worry about it coming loose as I'm putting it on my wreath. You could also cover this with white, but I'm going to be using a lot of red and white on this wreath. So I decided I would just go ahead and use red, and I have quite a bit of this red felt. So, ooh, excuse me. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and finish this piece up. Okay, there we go. So I'm just covering where we started. Okay, and then I can trim this off. Alright, so what I like to do is just fold it over like this. And I will get another floral pin and I'm going to place it down. And this is where I'm going to use my pliers. It is going to be a little tough. Okay. There we go. Right, now we're going to be putting this, okay, and this is the side I want to show. Okay, so when you see, I place it inside here, like this. Alright? And you can use either side. So I think we might actually use this side because it looks a little bit nicer from the bottom. Now what you can do is take your pins, move aside these and pin it right down into the styrofoam. Okay, so I want to do this in a couple places. Okay, right, this is going to help hold it together while I'm working on it. Okay. It really does help a lot if you use your pliers. It can be very difficult to get these to go through when you already have them covered with ribbon. So, alright. Okay, so I have it on there. Alright. Now, I am going to move this aside a little bit. Okay. Okay, so once I have the basic ones in, I am going to do a little bit additional because I don't want this to come out. So I will take some more floral pins. Okay, so I will take some more floral pins and I'm going to take a paddle of wire. Now this is very thin silver wire, and I'll take about 8 inches or so. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to go around the wire on this base. Okay, I'm going to twist it on several times, And then I'm going to take it, and I'm going to start that into my wreath, and I am going to turn it around this, twist it around this pin just a couple times. Then I'm going to push it in and tie it to the frame again. So this is just a little added security. I'll do this in 4 or 5 places just to make sure that I have it tied on there well. It's just a little extra security. Okay. So I just twist it around, then I put it through my pin, twist it around my pin. I want to give it a little slack so that I can get it into my form. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I don't want to pull it so tight that I pull the pin back out. I'm just securing it to the base. It just gives it a little bit of extra security. Okay. So I just kind of loosely tie it, place it in. Okay, and then I tighten it up and put it around the base again. Okay, so now our form is securely in there. So I can shake it, move it, and it is not going to move, okay? So what I'll do is figure out where the widest part is, and that looks like right here, and that's where I'm going to place my side. But I'm going to first spread these out. Okay, it's just easier to work with these if you spread them out a little bit first. Okay. Now we are going to be using these a little differently, so you don't have to make them very wide, but I want to spread it out a little. I don't want it to be all smashed together. Okay. It also makes it a little bit easier to work with if you do kind of open it up a little bit first. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now I'm going to look at it and see. I still think that this side right here is where it's sticking out the most. Okay, so I'm going to put my sign down first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sign. This is a metal sign. And I'm going to take out my beadsmith. So this is a little tool that's used by a lot of jewelry makers, and it will actually punch holes in sheet metal. And this is a 1.5 millimeter. I'm going to put it right at the edges so I can just punch right through. Okay. I like to secure my signs 3 or 4 sides. It just helps to make them more secure. And I am going to use this silver wire again. And I like to use this silver wire because it is very difficult to see. So I've cut it about 16 inches. I always cut more than I need, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. It's easy to cut some off. It is not easy to add some on. Alright, so I put it right through the hole and I tie it off in the back. Just like this. Okay. I'm going to do all 4. Okay. Okay, we got one more to do. Okay. There we go. So when I'm working with this type of base, I like to put my signs on first. I just find it makes it a little bit easier to put everything else around it if I have my sign on first. So what I do is I take these wires and I go down to the base and I'm going to tie it right down to the base. So I just put my wires right around the base, so you can see here. Okay, and I want to put it securely, but I do not want to smash it. So you can kind of tie it loosely, see where the perfect spot is, and then once you're sure you have the perfect spot, you can tighten it. Alright, so I'm going to tie it loosely one time here. Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to tie here. So this one is also going to go to the frame. Here. Alright. Okay. Alright. Now this one will go to the inside frame. And I'm sliding it in between my styrofoam and the frame. Okay. And I can just move these ties around and just tie it right around the frame. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to be careful not to move my form and dislodge its place. But I also want to make sure my sign is secure. Okay. Same thing here. So I'm just sliding it in between the base and the form. And the wonderful thing is these pine ties are going to hide that. You're really not going to see it. Alright. There we go. I can trim these off. Alright, so now I have the inside secure and I can secure the outside. Okay. So I just wrap it around a few times and then trim it off. Okay. 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 This one. Alright. Yes. Very good. Okay. So now we have it nice and secured. Okay, trim that off. Alright, let's make sure everything looks good. Yes, and the sign is on there securely. Yes, and our form is still in place. Yes, okay, so we're good. So this is really cute sign. I love these colors. So what we're going to do to bring these colors in is we are going to cut some mesh. Okay? So I'm just going to set this over here while we get ready to cut some mesh. Alright? These are some of the cute embellishments that we'll be using. And I will show you those when we get closer to it. Okay. So when I'm cutting mesh, I like to use this. This is a ultimate collapsible mesh roller. Makes it very easy to roll out your mesh and cut it. Both of these meshes are from Hobby Lobby. One is turquoise and red, and the other is red and white with a little snow detail. Okay? So I will place them face down like this. It just helps to roll them out a little better. And this comes with these little discs that you can put in between so they don't get caught together. Alright. So we are going to cut 15-inch. Okay? Okay, so we're going to cut these at 15 inches. Okay. Okay. And this is a self-healing mat, and they are very, very helpful. You can cut on them and they will not cut the surface. Okay, and I'm also using a rotary cutter because they make cutting cleaner and just much easier. So we're going to alternate these. Okay. That doesn't have to be perfect, but you definitely want approximately 15 inches. Okay. Right. So what we're going to do with these is we are going to make Ruffles. Okay. So a Ruffle is kind of a cross between a ruffle and a curl. So a curl is just where you curl it up like this, okay? And a ruffle is where you just ruffle it up the center. When you have ones that might have a problem with a little bit of fraying, a great idea is to do the ruffle. So what you do is you curl under the edge just a couple of times to get that inside edge in there, and then you spread your fingers out, ruffle it. I just tend to bend over the last little piece, and there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this in here. I'm going to open up a couple of these, and I'm going to place it down. I'm going to place it in there pretty far, and then I'm just going to use the actual ties themselves to hold it down, okay? And I'm going to alternate. So I just take it roll it like that. Now you can roll it more if you would like. And then I take that other piece, roll it in, and there you have. So you just have edges that are rolled under so that they will not be seen, okay? And I'm going to put this in. And the reason I like to put it in pretty far is because you can see how it ruffles nicely, okay? So far, we have cut 4 of each, so we will see how many we need as we go around. Okay. Okay. There we go. So you see how this can have a little bit of a tendency to fray a little bit, so that's why. This is kind of a mixture of fabric and deco mesh. So that is why I have decided to do the ruffle. So you're just rolling up those edges, and then if anything is starting to come out, you're not going to see it because it's going to be buried in that ruffle. Okay. There we go. Alright. Now the other thing you can do is you can ruffle the ends and hold them with a pin, such as a clothespin, and that can help as well. Okay. I'm not really measuring where I'm putting them, I'm just kind of going over a little bit and then putting the next one down. Okay. So see, you could ruffle the end, clip it, or place something heavy on it, ruffle the other end, and then pinch it together, just like that. So you can do it either way that makes it easier for you. It's going to look the same once it gets inside the wreath. Okay. That is one great thing about these, is that they have built-in ties. So you already have what you need in order to do it. Okay. There we go. Right. You can also ruffle upside down. If it's easier for you to do it when you're doing the ruffle, you can do it upside down. It's not going to make a difference. Okay. Alright, so we'll cut some more. so we have another 8. So we will put these in. Here we go. Okay. Alright. So I am going to put some over here on the side. I want to make sure my sign stays where I want it to. Okay. There we go. So we've gotten all the way around. Okay. I need to tighten this one just a little bit because I don't want it to. You don't get to stray towards the middle here, piece. Damn it. Very hard to get around. Wait, maybe I should do it this way. There. Now we're going to put a few on the top. looks like we need maybe 2 more. So we'll cut 2 more and we'll see if that does it. Okay, so this will mean we have cut 14 15-inch cuts. Okay. Whoop. I don't want to put it right next to each other. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. So when I put them in, I do turn them sideways because I want them to spread apart this way. Okay. So sideways. Okay. All right. Let's see. What am I doing to this side? Ah. I'm going to take this out one. Let's see if I can tighten there. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Okay, so now we have the mesh in, and you can see how different it looks with the mesh in. Okay, oh, next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on ribbons. Okay. So we used about half of each one of these rolls, so you really could get another wreath out of it if you did something along the lines of what we did here. Okay, so these colors are really pretty, and I found some ribbons that complement these colors and help blend them together. So you see this one has both colors, this one has both colors. Okay, this works with the red, this works with the turquoise, and then we just have some fun little candy cane, some with a little bit of snow edge. This one has a bigger snow edge. Okay, and we have all kinds of cute little ornaments. So see, this works with the colors. So you could use it this way, or you could use it this way. So this way has a little snowman on it. Okay, these came from World Market. Okay. So what we're going to do, okay. All right. So this came from Hobby Lobby. This came from Sims Pottery, Hobby Lobby, and this came from Carolina Pottery. Actually, this came from Carolina Pottery as well. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to make little bows to go all around in here. Okay, so we're going to measure out, let's see if 16 inches does it. Let's try an 8-inch tail. Okay. Let's see. With a 4-inch bow. Yes, I like that. Okay. So, we are doing about 28 inches. Okay? So we're going to cut 28 inches. of the red and white and the blue and red. Okay. And also the turquoise and red. Okay. I'm going to take about a 4-inch curl. Yep. Okay, and a 4-inch curl on this. So I'm just putting the ends together, making a 4-inch curl. I want to make sure they match, but I'm going to have one on this side and one on this side. Then I'm going to take a pipe cleaner that I've cut into 4 pieces, and I just use this as a little trick for when I'm putting things like this in. Then I move one tail to this side, one tail to this side, like that. Okay, and then I will go down and I will place it in the wreath, right on top of my ruffle. Okay, and I'm going to fluff these up, and around the sign I'm going to roll them because I don't want them to interfere with the sign. Okay, so I'm just rolling up the ends just like that. Okay, I want to make sure these stand up. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the 2 1.5 inch. So about 4 inches. Okay. Flip it over. Then I'm going to take pipe cleaner, cut some off, and tie it around. This just helps so that it's not going to come loose once it gets into your project. Alright, I'm going to tie it down. Oh, I need to move my tails. There we go. Let's move this one. There we go. So I move my tails around, then I place it down. So I want 2 tails coming this way and 2 tails coming that way. Alright, then I will fluff these up. Alright, and with the 1.5 inch, I love to curl those because they're just so much fun to curl. Okay. Alright. Okay, so we've got 2 in. We're going to do one here, and maybe one here. So I have a few more cut up. Alright. So we'll alternate them. Okay. Okay, so I just place them on top, put my pipe cleaner around them, okay, and then move my tails, okay, alright, and then we're going to put it down right here. Alright. And then I'll just kind of fluff it up. Alright. And move my tails around. Here we go. There we go. Alright, so I will dovetail these. Alright. There we go. Alright. So again, about a quarter of a pipe cleaner. Alright, move that tail. There we go. Alright. Then we can roll these up. There we go. Okay. Now on the bottom, what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of tails. Maybe, oh, let's do, let's do 14 inches. Okay. So I'm just using my perfect tails. This is a 14-inch perfect tail. And when I roll it around, that is 14 inches. Okay. Alright. So we made 5 of this one. Let's make 5 of this one. So what we can do is take this, find the center right here, all right, and we are going to go down and put it in, okay, and then I want to pull it up and just curl it a little bit, okay, like that, and we will alternate these. And I am putting these in between where my ruffles are. Okay. Like that. So this just adds a little bit more color without covering up our ruffles. I really want to see the ruffles in this. So I go in between to tie that down. Okay. All right. And I am tying it 3 times. Make sure it's not going to come out. There we go. Okay. Zoom in on that little so you can see. I just go in between and find ties right in between there. Tie it down and then just make little curls. Okay, like that. Okay, and we're just alternating. So we are almost around. Okay. There we go. All right, now I think I am going to dovetail these because I don't like them curled under. There we go. That one a little bit shorter so it won't cover up my sign. That looks better. Okay, there we go. Better. Alright, now I'm going to add in a few little things to help tie in these colors just a little bit more. Really, we're just going to play and have fun and put some embellishments in. So we have all kinds of cute stuff. We have these little peppermint candies. This is from Hobby Lobby. Alright, so these are on little sticks. Just let's get our better ones. So just trim them off. Okay. Alright, so what I'll do is there's wire in here. So I will bend it like this. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to figure out where I want to put it. And I will put glue on this. I have my little glue pot over here. So let me hold back up a little bit. Okay. Okay, now I'll put a little glue on it. And the great thing is, it will stick to this base very well. Okay, so I'll just kind of glue it right in there using that nice little hook I made. Okay, so I got one. I also have these, which are adorable. I love these. I'm not going to use the snowman face because I really want to see all of these colors here. Alright, so I'm going to put this up here. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of my wire here, a little silver wire, and I'm going to take this string off, and I'm going to run this right through that little hook. Okay? And I'm actually going to tie it around the snowman's little hat. I'm going to put another piece around the top here. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of glue and I'm going to put a little glue right over where I put that wire. Okay, and right over where I put this wire. Okay, so no one's going to see that, and it'll just help keep it on there. Okay, and then I can use this wire to tie it down. I'm tying it right to the base. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, we've got one on. Adorable. Okay, we have several more of these. So I can take my pliers and just make that little bend in it. Let's see, where am I going to put it? How about right down here? Okay, so I'll get some glue on it. Okay, I'm going to slip it in this one. So I just hook it around. I hook it right around this, okay, so it is hooked in there and it is glued in there, okay, and that will help keep it in place. Okay. I can also take these gorgeous bulbs and put some on the sides. So when I do that, I usually take these pieces out. I run it in the glue. I want to make sure I get glue around the sides. Okay. Like that. And then I'm going to glue it right onto this pine base because that's what's going to hold it. Alright. So we're going to give it little pops of color. Okay. We have red ones as well. These are glued on there pretty well, so you can just glue right on top of that. The ones that pop right out, you want to take those off because they're just going to cause a problem. Okay, let's put a little bit right here. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little triangle, just like this. That helps to draw the eye around. Let's do it about right here. There we go. we go. Okay. I'm going to put a few more of these around, and I want to put some kind of towards the bottom. Okay. So I just kind of place it right in there. Let it glue down. There we go. Want to make sure that it is catching. I always have leftover pieces from florals in case I need to use it. So I kind of keep that near my glue. Okay. I find it easier to use my glue pot when I'm doing a project that I'm going to be gluing several pieces into. So, the next thing I want to add is some little poinsettias. So I have these cute little poinsettias that have a little snow spray effect. Okay, and I'm going to cut a few of these off. Yeah, just a couple inches. And I will make that hook again. Okay. Alright. And I'm going to pull the flowers back like this to protect them. I'm going to run it through the glue. And then I will hook it into, you see how I hook it into the pine? And just kind of wrap the pine around it. And there we go. Now it stays on there. Okay. So I'm going to put one there. And put one on the other side here. Get my little tails going. Okay, I'm going to make a hook here. Alright. So I will make my little hook. Put some glue on it. I'm going to place it in that hook and then just kind of tie it around a little more. Make sure it's glued in there. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put one more in at the top. Make sure it's seated in there. So, right up here, this one has a hook. Okay. So, let's do this one. So, make my hook. I just find that this helps keep it in a little bit better. Okay. Just be careful not to glue yourself when you're wrapping it around. There we go. All right. Okay. I want to put a little bit more of the blue. So, let's see. Let's put one up here. I want to make sure I get it right onto the pine so it will glue. There we go. I'm going to put one here as well. I love these. They're so bright and colorful, and they just really add something. Oh, that is so cute. Okay. Now I'm just going to go around and see if there's any spots that I need to just add a little something to. I still have this one. Actually, I think we will put this one right in here. And I'm going to kind of direct it upwards like that. There we go. All right. Let's see. Okay. Make sure the eyes are still good. Let's see. I think we'll put a little red one right here. So I'm just kind of looking for areas that need a little color, a little something. So see, just putting that right in there. Okay. Maybe one right here. Okay. I also have these adorable things. So I'm just going to pull this out. There we go. Let's see, does this have wire on it? Yes. Okay. So what I'll do is I will take this, put a little glue in it, and I'll stick it in the middle. Okay. And then bend it. Whoops. Okay, we'll just glue that piece on. It doesn't have wire. It's felt like it, but it doesn't. Alright, so I'm just going to take that piece and I'm going to glue it right in this bunch here. Make sure it sticks. Okay. Let's see if there's any other spots. Maybe right here. I think that's it. So we could put this other candy. Not like that. Let's see. I don't think we're going to fit the other candy in. Let's see. We probably need a little bit of blue over here. Maybe we could fit it in over here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So, let's get a couple pieces of wire. I just want to put a little bit of the blue over here, the little turquoise over here. Okay. I'm going to go around the snowman. So when I glue these on, I put a little glue on top of them to make sure they're not going to come loose. Okay, and then I can take these and tie them in. Okay. There we go. Oh, we might need to have it this direction. Let's put it in this direction. There we go. That's better. All right. I think we got it. All right, there it is. So you can see there is lots of cute stuff all over. We have our colors spread throughout the project. And you can see from behind we have our nice little piece in the middle. It kind of helps fill in and bulk up our piece a little. So then our sign fits very nicely. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you in the next project. Well, have a Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoyed this.